I've managed to get my hands on a version of the Queen movie, that Bohemian Rhapsody. But I think it was filmed in a cinema because I see a little silhouette of a man. So I couldn't finish that joke. It made me laugh from the very beginning. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the video. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're good. It's a Wednesday evening. I'm not at work. I don't have any work, but I also don't have whiskey. So I don't know how long this one's going to go on for. Plus my battery's about to die as well. So it's a fucking fiasco. But you got to get a video, you cheeky monkeys. Got a few news bits and a bit of conversation to have with you guys. We're just going to have a bit of a natter. Is that all right with you? Yeah, it's good. I'm happy today because I'm finally, I've got a night off. So after I've done this, I'm going to just put it on the YouTubes. You guys can have a watch. And I'm going to go away and do some gaming. And I'm going to push the live streamy thing that I've promised about 7 times back until I'm off for the week from my night shifts. And then we can have a proper night one, can't we? Because I don't know how to quite do it. It looks a bit complicated. And I want to have chats as well so I can have a bit of a natter to you. But yeah, so welcome to the video. So it's a bit of a news thing, really. I just wanted to have a bit of a chat about Xbox stuff, some PC stuff, just gaming stuff, and then some other stuff as well. Let's talk about rude things. We always do, don't we? You dirty, dirty chaffinches. That was the stupidest joke. Somebody's complimented me today. I do apologise. I've forgotten your name because you're a new subscriber. But you have commented and said that I am like a dark web Pat Sharp. Thumbs up, but not up the bum on that one. That was lovely. I'm well chuffed with that. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I don't think I have quite the hair for the Pat Sharp, but definitely, yeah, I like that. That's one of the best ones. If you guys can come up with better ones, let's hear it. I'm going to wiggle this pen in your face, and you can pretend that it's a black cock. Oh my God, Jesus! Not Jesus, his cock. Not his cock either. Oh God! Like this, I don't know where this is going. I'm trying to tell you the things. Come on, please don't get me banned. I like it here. I want to stay a little bit longer. Funny, I don't have much negativity anymore. Ever since I told them, I went, "You stop it, fuck off," and they've all pretty much fucked off, which is wonderful. I have the odd one. But it's all good fun. I rub my hands together when I get them. I go, oh, yay! Yay, because you're all so much fun. And I do love a bit of banter, and I can certainly take a joke as much as I can give a joke. So I do enjoy it when people are a little bit mean to me. It's funny. It makes me laugh. Don't worry about it. As long as you don't, like, I don't know, make fun about my micro penis. Not that you'd know anything about that. Moving on. So yes, it was no. It's not like a micro bit. It's just like it's there. It's there. There's just no. There's not much. Let's not talk about it. It's like a portobello mushroom. Certainly not a closed cup mushroom. Maybe even a shiitake. That'd be a weird looking cock, wouldn't it? Just a really long thin bit with a big bulb on the end. That'd be weird. What other mushrooms could your knob look like? Let's put it in the comments. So yes, welcome to the video. I've got some stuff to talk about. It never goes right, does it? Have I got any shout outs? Maybe. I forgot. I've sat down and I'm so excited and giddy, which is a word I don't normally use because I'm off tonight and I get to just chill out. I got yelled at by my boss this morning, which was wonderful, and fuck them. I just want to just fucking play Xbox 360 and talk to you guys, which is more important, obviously, because you're lovely, aren't you? You're all nice. Well, not you. Not you. Okay, the rest of you are good. You, fuck me. What the fuck was that up the window? I think the worst thing you could possibly do, and I finished that last sentence in my head, so don't worry. The punchline makes sense to me. I was going to say standing in the window wanking at the vicar, but I didn't say that, did I? There was a group of nuns floating past like penguins lost from the Antarctic, and you were there rubbing one out, you dirty boy. In the name of Jesus. Jesus again. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, I think what is the saddest things I think you could do is wank to a mirror. I think that is like the lowest you could possibly get. What other things could be quite bad to wank to? What's the worst thing I've ever wanked to? Let's talk about let's talk about that for a minute. Let's have a little think. um, I was I, I was pulled into Countdown. Carol Vorderman, she's a lovely lady back in the day. I was 15. Fuck it, just anything. I think she had a tiny bit of cleavage. She always had. The thing is, I think she was in a full button suit. I don't think there was nothing on show, and I just thought, oh, that fringe is straight. What else have I pulled it to? I've told you about the woman who used to used to come to my neighbour's house, and she looked like the drummer from Iron Maiden. She had massive tits. She looked like a darts player. She was the most terrifying looking woman ever. So yeah, but the tits were huge. They were just ridiculous. They wouldn't have looked good, would they? They were down here. They were like down here. They were like barely covered by a shirt. I rubbed it to that. I'm trying to think. Maybe put it in the comments, guys. If you've rubbed into anything, let me know. Let me know in the comments, and we can have a little bit of a discussion about what we've rubbed it to. This is just the kind of channel we have, isn't it? So let's get some news in. um, this is me on a Wednesday. I'm just so happy to be off and have a night to myself that I just start talking about things like this. My wife said to me, "Oh, can I watch some of your videos?" I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't want to finish this year divorced. So huge price reduction on the Xbox 360 store. This was a big piece of news I wanted to tell you guys. So if you are thinking of buying some digital versions of the games, because not all of you are physical collectors, not all of you have the room, not all of you have a shed like I do here, or a game room, which is fine. Hey, you know, it takes up a lot of room. It really, look at that shit. Look at that. It's just fucking, that's just all Xbox 360 right there. Um, if you don't have room for that, the online store has just dropped slashing prices like crazy to try and, just get the last sort of remnants of those games out there. So I don't know why. I think it's just them being really cool, but they are doing it. So if you are after some games and you would like to download them onto your Xbox 360, now is the time. And a little bit of Windy Pops right there. I had a McDonald's for tea. I had, what was it called? Oh, you were. Oh god, that's me tired. There you go. Have I ever yawned on this videos before? I don't think I have I? Fucking hell. I must be exhausted. I have a good sleep. Don't worry. I've got a job interview on Friday. How's this? I got a job interview on Friday, and they said, "Oh, you pretty much got it. You've pretty much got the game. The video. Fuck me, the job. But all you need to do is, I just need to see you." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. It's not like a gay thing. It's not like a casting couch. I haven't got to suck anyone's dick that I think that I know to. If I do, we'll have a look at it. See what it's like. A big sea serpent. Why not? If it's if it's a shiitake mushroom, we're not interested. Um, I am heterosexual. I don't know why I say these things. But yes, he said, yeah, we need to meet up, and I went, not a problem. And he went, Bristol, which I live in the middle of England. Bristol is kind of, if that's England, there it is. There's the nice bit. If it's down here, it's fucking miles away. It's like a 2-hour drive. And all my wife said was, "You better fucking get the job," because it's a long way to go to be told, actually, you're not quite what we're looking for. Um, but yeah, that's that was an interesting place. I've never been. I've actually traveled quite far for jobs, but they've normally got them. They're just kind of like, as long as I've got, like, 10 fingers and 10 toes. That's prejudice. And I'm not kind of like speaking 4th century Norse. Then they're happy. They can keep me in the. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we'll have this guy. He makes sense. As long as I can kind of touch my nose, like one of those things you do for drunk people. I missed them, didn't I? But yeah, they're dropping the prices. Huge amounts of drops going on. That sounds like poos, but I meant drops in price. And if you want to grab some bargains before it ends, please do. Once again, I am lifting myself off the chair a little bit there, guys, just in case you've noticed. That's because I am squeezing out a fart, and it's nice and quiet. You won't hear anything. In fact, if I hadn't told you, once again, like the other video, you wouldn't have known. It's still on. I hope that didn't pick it up. That one I want to say at the end because I want to talk a lot about that. Team Fortress 2 is apparently now in negative. It's got a negative score now on Steam due to the excessive amount of bots that are being used to fill the spaces for the servers on the game. But apparently they're shit. They really are the most unresponsive, awful bots that have ever been created, and it's causing big problems for the community to the point where I'd rather play in a dedicated server where there's 10 people that are like, want to be there rather than play with really inadequate bots, because there's something quite painful about seeing a bot standing at a wall. There you go. There is my phone telling me I have 20% battery left, which should be amples to talk about what I want to talk about, because I'm 11 minutes in already. I never shut the fuck up, do I? So yeah, poor old Team Fortress. I quite like Team Fortress 2. I think it set up the Call of Duty and all those kind of games quite nicely, and it was a really good game back in the day. You remember Counter-Strike, the original Counter-Strike, not the mess they've created now, but the original Counter-Strike. Oh, again, really had that feeling to it, didn't it? Was that Sierra as well? Tell me. These are the two things I need in the comments. What you've jerked it to. And what was the fucking Counter Strike? If you if it was Sierra, I forgot what the second one was. So yeah, that one's a bit of an interesting one. Poor old Team Fortress 2 getting a bit of an ass kicking there, but still a classic game. It's just getting a bit of a bad rap at the moment for its bots, and when they're done well, they're great and they can fill some spaces. I remember when Titanfall came out, and if you hadn't got Xbox Live, you could play with bots. But they were a little bit iffy. They were a little bit easy to kill, which is a shame because Titanfall is mental, jumping around all over the shop. And it's not quite the same when the bot's looking at its own hand. Next up is Watch Dogs is to get a film release, and they are at the moment casting a lot of the Hunger Games cast to play it. Watch Dogs. I think that could be a good film. I think there's definitely. See, this is the thing. Back when we were kids, they'd be like, "We're going to make the Mario film." Everyone remembers the Mario film. Was it John Leguizamo? Was it Bob Hoskins as Mario and Dennis Hopper as Bowser? And I can't remember who else was in it. And it was fucking weird. It was like Blade Runner meets Mad Max. It was mental and fuck all to do with Mario, but it was the closest thing we were ever going to get. And I remember the only really good game film that came out was probably Mortal Kombat, because that was brilliant, and still is probably one of the best for then. But the games back then, they didn't have a lot really to work with. If you think about the games, I mean, what games would you make a story from? Mortal Kombat was just, it had a plot to it, but Street Fighter, I mean, fuck me, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, what was his name, who played Gomez in the Addams Family? Kylie fucking Minogue. Wasn't she Cammy? I swear to God. And there was a bunch of others in it as well. But yeah, today they seem to be getting it better. Fallout was very good. The Last of Us was very good. Um, I'm not liking the look of Borderlands, the movie. That looks very bad. I don't know what they're playing at, but they need to stop it. What else is coming up? Yeah, Watch Dogs. I'm not sure if Watch Dogs needs to be made, but I think if it was made, it could definitely make a, yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I think it'll do what it needs to do. I think it'll definitely win the hearts and minds of people in the gaming community, because it could, in theory, it could just be a Born Supremacy, couldn't it? Or it could be like a Born Identity, that kind of thing, or they were the same. They were the same film, basically. Just Matt Damon going, Matt Damon. No, I'm joking. That's a Team America joke. He's a wonderful guy. He did a very good job in that. What was that comedy called? What was it called? The Martian. That's it. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Watch Dogs, better good, gonna become a film. Lovely. So another point I've got here is that GTA Online is to get a Bounty Hunters DLC. Apparently, it's going to be a bounty hunter style plot where you have to kind of bring in criminals across the wastelands of San Andreas, or San. What is it? San something is it? But yeah, sounds good. Sounds fun. I'm definitely think it might be worth it. I like the motorbike one. That was really good. I thought that was a great addition to GTA. I thought it was kind of fun. Um, I remember when I played GTA 5, I was driving along and I shot a biker. I thought nothing of it. And then all of a sudden I was being pursued by about 400 bikes. And I thought, this is fucking amazing and terrifying at the same time. I wished I was chased by the police because they were way more dangerous on those bikes. But brilliant stuff. Yes. So there you go. GTA Online to get a Bounty Hunter DLC. Uh, so yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna have a bit more of a chat. So yeah, the live thing is gonna happen, guys. Don't panic. I am gonna do a live thing. Um, I've just got to work out the fundamentals of it. I'm not someone who has a community per se of people on here that would be up for a chat. I don't think at the moment. I haven't really spoke to anybody outside of YouTube, so I haven't got any banter or rapport with anybody yet. So hopefully you'll be okay with the fact it is just me. I have no idea how responsive it's going to be. I may get 4 people. I may get 14 people. I don't know. But I think it would be fun to just kind of be online and have a bit of a natter and look at some games and talk about stuff. And you can ask me some questions if you want to, and I'm sure I'll come up with some wonderful answers that will certainly not be smutty, disgusting, or dirty, um, or something like that. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. Somebody today has put a comment saying, "I wish you would stop all the waffling or the fake laughter." Believe me, this is not fake laughter. If I ever sound like it is fake laughter, it's just pure exhaustion. I promise. I do find I annoyingly find myself funny, which annoys my wife and is the reason why I was never successful at stand up, because I would laugh at my own jokes, which would never quite go across well with an audience when they're like, "Fuck is this guy? Is he is he reading from the script?" Uh, but yeah, I do genuinely think I'm always laughing constantly, and I need no encouragement. But hopefully over time, I'm hoping that I will build a community of people that will possibly want to talk to me in a social setting with a bit of a live stream going, and we can kind of get some banter going, and maybe one day get someone into this dream room with me to do some one-on-one chats, and yeah, maybe some balloon fun. Like a video I found once on RedTube of a man surrounded by balloons with no clothes on. Not sure what that meant, and I don't know why I clicked on it, and certainly don't know why I went to it. I didn't. I didn't stop it. I didn't. I'm joking. I'm joking. I love boobies. I love boobies, and I love front bums as well. Front bums are lovely. They're the best part of the best meal of the day, and good for you as well, probably. Full of marrow. They are a bit. I don't know how to describe. It's an acquired taste, isn't it, Fanny? It's not something that you would spend your entire time. Um, yeah, they don't make Fanny unless you're Gwyneth Paltrow. Didn't she make something based on the flavour of her vulva? Yeah. Poor Chris Martin's got like she's fucking surrounded by him, going, "I fucking miss you, Gwyneth." I don't know if she had a distinctively smelly vulva, or maybe she had a nice smelling vulva. But I don't know why I'm saying the word vulva so many times. I think it's a wonderful word. It should be used more. Um, So I've got a couple more points here, and then I will probably leave this one, and I will be back on the videos in a couple of days. So IKEA is hiring workers for its online Roblox store, and it will be paying them £13.16 an hour to serve virtual meatballs, and that is no fucking joke. Yep. Apparently, it needs people to go onto the Roblox and serve meatballs for them at a rate of £13.16 an hour. It has officially begun. Second Life has officially started. People are now going to voluntarily go into the Matrix. Because if you are someone who is struggling with anxiety, maybe you do struggle to, you know, deal with the world as it is still on. Maybe that is something for you. You know, you could serve food in a virtual world. Weird though, isn't it? I think with this financial crisis, with everything that's going on, I just don't see companies. Is that the way forward? Can you have a viable IKEA business online? I don't get it. I don't. How many workers are they going to need? Is it one? Is it two? Is it 10? Are they going to have branches everywhere? I don't get it. Uh, and a bit of a windy pumps there. But yeah, I think that's weird. I think that is definitely weird. But yeah, there you go. So IKEA are going to be hiring workers for its online Roblox store. I'm just trying to think, has anyone else ever done anything like that? Because there's some weird shit in the world. I think, isn't it Korea? Or they have rooms where these people just play and they are just paid to play games for you. So people in Korea, when they want to go to bed, but they want to keep their characters being built up in these games, they can hire someone on these forums to play their game for them. That's just fucking weird. And somebody died as a result of that, someone who did that. But that is mental. And I mean, that part of the world has always been a little bit more like that. I went to Tokyo about 10, 15 years ago, and it was like that. There was just buildings and buildings, and there was just racks and racks of people just playing games, and yeah, it was just that kind of district. We went to a couple of districts where there was these huge multi-story buildings of just people playing games constantly, and they were taking like their Yu-Gi-Oh cards in, and there was just rooms where there was 20 or 30 consoles, a massive screen on the wall, and they were all battling with their cards, but none of them spoke to each other. And now we're kind of coming into that department of how we play now. It's like couch play. I don't know if you guys like it, but I love when I'm playing with my son. We get a game and it's like, oh, it's couch play. We can split screen and play this. And 9 times out of 10, he started seeing it with the end of the Xbox 360. Xbox One, we started to lose couch play. Now, like I've said before, I can sit and I can play with Quentin, who lives in fucking Aberdeen and, you know, has never seen his cock for 4 years, but he's really fucking good at Call of Duty. But I can't sit with my son, who I actually really want to play with, and play with him. No, I have to play with some fucking twat who's miles and miles and miles away, and I don't know who he is, but I can't play with someone who's right next to me. And I don't know if you guys remember. I remember inviting the guys around, beers, crisps or chips or whatever you call them, chocolate, whatever. But you know, whatever, burgers, pizza. You get loads of beers in, and you just play FIFA, or you'd play Call of Duty, or you'd play Halo, and you just fucking get it going, man. The amount of times I had my guys around, and you just have four fucking controllers going, and you just be smashing the daylights out of, I don't know, Smash Brothers or, you know, Halo or something like that. And that's gone now. That's so sad. And I don't know if it's just that the world has dictated to us that that's how we want it to be now, that we've said, well, lots of people don't mix. Fine. There's no point in hiring a team to develop this couch play because no one's going to do it. So remove that and just have it so that it's online. Maybe that's where it is. Maybe that's where it is. But it is very sad if that is the case. And hopefully That won't be the case forever. Hopefully, we will see that it will improve in time, and we'll have the couch play back. And that's why I really love the Switch, because the Switch is very much couch play. There's not, other than Splatoon, which disappointed me, but a lot of the other games are sort of, you can all kind of huddle around the console, huddle around the TV, and play your games. I don't know what that was. I was summoning a small bear and or shooting a gun. My nan, when God bless, when she was alive, God bless her, she, whenever you would play games, I remember I used to have this Ghostbusters thing, and it was a big gun, and it shooted foamy darts that were this big, and it used to fire them with some reckless abandon at my nan. And whenever she was retaliating with a gun, she would always make the sound "wow," which I thought was amazing. I thought I've never heard anyone else emulate a gun sound by going "wow." And I thought, this woman lived through the Second World War, and yet that was the sound she associated with a gun. If there was anyone that's heard an actual gun, it's my nan, and yet she adopted the sound "wow" apparently. But she was great, and it's fucking vicious at bingo. Fucking hell! I remember I got this old. You remember those machines you could get? It looked like it was like a board game, and it was like the ball. Fuck me! She had 7 books. She was like, I was like, Nan, it's just a little game. Shh. Told me to fuck off and everything. I know she didn't, but she was really good. Good at card games as well. I since she spent a lot of time in pubs with all the GIs. And it's like, well, I remember I got a clout from my nan once because we were watching a TV show, and it stated that there was a good chance that most English, because of us being invaded by the Normans in 1066 and by the French and the exchanges between us, that there was a good chance that we had French in our blood. And my nan turned around and said, "I don't think I've got. I don't think I have any French in me." And I turned around because I think I was about 18, and I said, "Well, not since the war, Nan." She smacked the shit out of me. I'm not. And then my mum started. It's a joke. You guys think sending a comment on here is bad? They beat the daylights out of me, and my nan had a stick, and she did use it. She was like, what's her face from the Avengers? Not the Marvel Avengers, but the shit one that used to be on at 6 o'clock on BBC Two when you were just about to have your tea, and it used to come on it, and there was what's his face in it, and wasn't it what's her name? Fuck, I forgot her name. Tell me her name. Oh no! From Absolutely Fabulous. What was her name? Bollocks. It'll come to me in a minute. Uh, no, not Liz Hurley. Oh, you're shouting at the screen now. You're going, for fuck's sake, what was her name? It doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, her, she was in it, in the cat suit. Fucking hell. Anyway, last point I wanted to make, and I wanted to kind of finish on this one because it's a big one for me, is, I don't know if you know, but my favorite gaming franchise is Resident Evil. I am a huge Resident Evil fan. I currently own every Resident Evil game ever made, ever. One day I will show you this collection. I want to still do a very, very large retrospective on every Resident Evil game, as a kind of a serious um, series of mine. I want to start to do retrospectives on games, as well as the funny banter games that we do, the videos that we do. I want to do a retrospective section as well, because I am passionate about gaming. I know I joke and make jokes, but I am really passionate about gaming. It's probably my first. It's one of my top 5 loves, other than music and Warhammer and drawing and all that shit. But yeah, Resident Evil is my favorite franchise, and I want to put it out there and say that I've been thinking long and hard about this. And yes, I did say hard. And yes, there is a banter there. And wait a minute, I just need to squeeze a silent violin out again. I don't want it on the microphone. You don't need to hear that. It's not that kind of channel. Okay, there it is. It's out now. It was slightly audible. You may pick up a slight noise. That is my arse releasing gas. So, and that's fine. It's a natural thing. So my favorite Resident Evil game is got to be Resident Evil 2, and the reason why it's Resident Evil 2 for me is because I mean the original Resident Evil 2. I remember official PlayStation magazine. There was the disc, 10 minutes of uninterrupted Resident Evil on a demo disc. You plugged it in, you put it in, and you had from the very beginning when you first started, you missed all the cutscenes, but you started from the burning police car and you had to get to the police station. And me and my friends used to try and see how far into the game we could get. Um, but for me, it's pure nostalgia. I love that game. I think it's wonderful. I think the musical score is amazing. So wonderful that I actually own the score. There you go, Biohazard 2, the official one from Japan. I have no idea. I managed to get that for a ridiculous price on eBay, and I have no idea. I dread to think how much that's. It's not even open, because obviously you can listen to it on Spotify, but I just needed to own it. Um, the music is amazing. The story was amazing. I think the voice acting was better. The first one was a bit too hammy for me, and I didn't come in on that one. The second one was mine. But yeah, that was my favorite Resident Evil. And if you guys would like to see me do a retrospective, I will start with the first game and move along, and it will be every game. And I don't mind if I get 10 views. I don't like. I'm not expecting them to be super popular videos. I'm not expecting any of my videos to be super popular. I, I'm not kidding you. My last video now has hit about 800 views, and it's starting to get to a point where my subscribers have watched it, and now all I'm getting is just people, just unsubscribed people, and oh, they have so you start to see the dislikes come in, and I'm thinking, here we go. I'm not kidding you. I wish sometimes I could just turn the video off publicly and just put it private and just send you all a link. But I wouldn't be able to because I don't know who you all are. But it does my head in, and I think, oh, I wish I could just show it to the subscribers and fuck the public off. Um, if I could reach 1,000 subs, I'd be nice. I'm done with that. I really don't want it to grow anymore. I really don't. I keep going, oh, for God's sake, it's growing again. I don't. That's what she said. Said, oh, it's growing again. How much bigger can it get? 4 inches, you dirty boy. Um, but yeah, and I really appreciate, guys. Honestly, if you're new to the channel, I'm not saying please fuck off. I love the fact, as long as you're enjoying it and you're here, I would never question it. But it's when it goes to the public mass, it's the people that have just come off watching some cunt with blue hair go, oh, I managed to eat 7 eggs. And then they go, this video, oh, who's this? And then they watch me talk about how I spent 2 months of my life doing yoga so I could learn how to fillet myself. That didn't happen. Maybe it did. Is it fellatio or is it cunnilingus? I think it's fellatio. I think cunnilingus is the lady one, isn't it? There you go. You learned something. We impart knowledge. But yes, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to leave it there because I'm getting tired. And I think this was a good video. I think we got some points out. Please drop in the comments what your favorite Resident Evil is. I'm open to all of them because I think they're all wonderful in their own way. So there are no wrong answers. I just think it's a wonderful franchise, and I don't think there are any other franchises that have affected people quite so much. I think even if you're not a horror fan, there's a lot of people can at least accept Resident Evil, and that's a franchise that deserves its own very decent movie adaptation, not the shower of shit that we got. All the TV ones, fucking hell, get it right. For God's sake, you've got enough story there. Just do a zombie game. Just do a zombie TV show set in a town with Leon and Claire. We'll be down. Oh, Chris and Jill. We're done. Thank you very much. We don't need any more. We don't need a different take. We don't need fucking Mia Djokovic or whatever the fucking name is bouncing around killing dogs with kung fu. None of that. Just give us what we need, which is Resident Evil, and we'll be happy. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I am also obviously appreciative of anyone who's a new subscriber to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Um, this is how I am. This is how I will be. If you are enjoying the videos, thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much for your likes. Thank you very much for views. As long as you enjoy it, that's all that matters. If there's ever anything you think I should change, anything ever that you think I should improve or do differently, I'm always up for suggestions. This isn't closed off. This isn't just, you know, this isn't this relationship. I'm more than open to listening, and we'll change it. But, the other day I had a guy tell me, you don't show any love for the digital store. We did a video last one and it was the digital store. And I thank him. It was a great video and it was really fun to do. So I thank him for that. So yeah, any suggestions, let me know. But in the meantime, guys, I'm going to leave you. I will probably do my next video Saturday night, which is my first night off for the week, and I'll probably try and squeeze a couple of videos in, and I'll try and get a live stream going if I can get it working out. Thanks, guys. I've realized I've talked for 35 minutes. That was a lot of words came out of my mouth, and hopefully some of them will made you laugh. And if they didn't, well, fuck off then. I don't mean it. I don't. You know what? I used to be really mean to this one guy at college, and the only reason why, and I said this, the worst thing you could ever be for me was my friend, because if you were my friend, you were fun. I wanted to play with you all the time. When I worked in one particular place, I had a guy who worked with me, and he was my favorite thing. And I mean that in a nice way. He was my favorite toy. When he came in on a Friday evening, I was over the moon. I just wanted to play with him straight away. And that sounds very homoerotic, and it was in a way. One night I went upstairs. He was sat in the canteen. He had a bowl of something in front of him. I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's my mum's curry." I said, "Are you eating it?" He said, "No, I'm full." I said, "Your mum's made that." He said, "Phil, please don't do anything. Please. Please, I'm tired." I went, "Look, you've got to have to eat your curry." And I got a little tea towel and I put it around his neck. So it was like a bib. And I got a big spoon and I made sure it was the biggest spoon we had in the kitchen at work. It was that great big fucking tablespoon. And I put it in and he said, "Please don't feed me my food. Please don't feed me my food." Remember, I was running the shop. It was my store. So I was, I should have known better. He was part-time. I should have known better. And I just got some and I went, "Come on." And he went, "Please don't feed me my food, Phil." And I fed him. We did the aeroplane. And there was a bit sometimes when there was a little bit came down the side. I just caught it with a spoon and popped it in his mouth. And he sat there and he ate the food for me. And then I burped him. But as I was feeding him, two people from HR came in and they went, "Phil, we're going to go," because I had like a room, like a boardroom where they used. And they came in and they went, "Phil, we're off now." And they just stopped and went, "What the hell's going on?" And I looked and I went, "Do you want to tell him?" And he sat there and he said, "Phil is just making sure that I have the nutrients I need to complete my shift." And they went, "Oh, fair enough." And they left and I continued to feed that man. He was my favorite thing. Worst thing you could ever be for me is because I've had people say, "Oh, you must be great to hang around with." On a video for 30 minutes, yes. Squeaking in your ear all day, no. And my old friends will testify to that. There was a time when they'd had enough, Phil. And you get a nice dose they used to get all day. And this is the tempo all fucking day. Remember, I've done a week of night shifts and I'm still at this fucking tempo. I haven't had a good night's sleep yet. I'm like this. That's why my wife drinks. Not really. Guys, thank you very much for joining me on the video. Hopefully you've had a wonderful time listening to me. I've had a wonderful time talking to you, and I shall see you in the next video. But until then, game on. I'm trying to come up with a tagline. That was wank. Bye, everybody.